Alright, fellas, listen up. What if I told you there might be a 1-cent coin hiding in your change jar, couch cushions, or glove compartment worth over $1 million? Yeah, you heard that right. A single penny. 1 cent worth $1 million. Now before you go flipping every couch cushion like you're searching for lost treasure, hang tight. This isn't your everyday, run-of-the-mill penny. I'm talking about the legendary 2000 no mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny. A coin so rare, it's making collectors across the country lose their minds and maybe even their life savings just trying to own one. Today, we're diving deep into what makes this penny so special, how to know if you have one, and how this little copper beauty can change your life. Plus, I've got a personal story about almost spinning a rare coin at a gas station, and trust me, you don't want to miss that. So grab a snack, sit back, and let's talk coins worth some serious cash. So let's get into the meat and potatoes of this $1 million coin. The 2000 no mint Mark Lincoln penny. At first glance, it looks just like any other penny. You got Honest Abe chilling on the front like he's been since 1909, the Lincoln Memorial on the back, and that shiny copper finish we've all seen 1,000 times. But the key is in the tiny details. Or in this case, the missing ones. Let's break it down. Most pennies minted in 2000 either came from Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. Philly coins usually don't have a mint mark, Denver has a little d, and San Francisco mint-proof coins carry an S. But here's the kicker. In some extremely rare cases, a coin that should have had a mint mark just didn't. A total factory upsie. The kind of error that makes coin collectors drool like a dog staring at a steak. So how rare is it? Experts estimate there are less than 20 of these 2000 no mint Mark Lincoln pennies floating around. Less than 20. That's like winning the lottery, but instead of numbers, you're scratching off a penny. Well, first off, it's an error coin. And in the coin world, error coins are like unicorns with Wi-Fi. People love them because they're super rare and completely unexpected. Add in the fact that it's from a modern era, and now you've got the perfect storm of scarcity and collector obsession. One of these bad boys hit the auction block recently, and brace yourself, it went for just over $1 million. A single cent turned into a million. Imagine accidentally dropping one of these in a vending machine trying to get a Snickers. That's the kind of thing that keeps coin collectors up at night. Now here's the part where it gets personal. Picture this. I was on a road trip through the Midwest. Long highway, late night, gas tank on E. And I pull into this tiny town gas station that looked like it hadn't been remodeled since 1974. I grab a soda, a bag of jerky, walk up to the counter, and start digging in my pocket for change. As I'm about to slide some coins across the counter, something catches my eye. One of the pennies looked off. It was shiny, newer, but something was missing. No D, no S, no mint mark at all. Now, being the coin nerd I am, I politely asked the cashier if I could switch that penny out with another one in my wallet. She gave me a weird look, probably thinking I'd lost my mind. But hey, I walked out of that gas station with my jerky and what I believed was possibly a rare 2000 no mint Mark Lincoln penny. Haven't gotten it professionally graded yet, but that little sucker is sitting in a coin sleeve in my safe as we speak. Anybody could have one of these. That's why you've got to check your change. Every time. I don't care if it's just a handful of pennies from the coffee shop tip jar, or that pile of coins your grandkid spilled in the backseat of your car. Look at the dates. Look for that missing mint mark. Because if you find one, that's not just a penny. That's a vacation house. That's debt paid off. That's your retirement plan wrapped in copper. Now let's talk value for a second. The $1 million sale made headlines, but condition matters. These coins need to be in top shape. We're talking uncirculated, mint condition, basically like it just rolled out of the machine yesterday. If yours has been riding in your pocket with your car keys and gum wrappers for 20 years, chances are it won't hit the full million. But even then, it could still bring in tens of thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands. Not bad for something that usually buys you nothing but annoyed looks when you try to use it at a drive-through. So what should you do if you think you've got one? First step, don't spend it. Please. Second, grab a magnifying glass and really inspect it. Check for the year 2000, and if there's no mint mark and everything else looks legit, it's time to take it to a coin dealer or send it off for grading. Get it certified. And who knows? Maybe you just found your golden ticket. All right, folks, we've talked rare coins, $1 million pennies, gas station close calls, and why you should never ignore your spare change. The 2000 no mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny is real, it's rare, and it's out there waiting to be found. Might be in your pocket. Might be in that jar collecting dust on your dresser. You never know until you look. If you enjoyed this video and you want more tips on coins worth money, collecting strategies, and stories that'll make you laugh and think twice before tossing pennies in the fountain, hit that subscribe button. Tap the bell so you never miss a beat. I've got plenty more coin secrets to spill, and trust me, you don't want to miss the next one. All right, folks, grab your coin jars, your couch cushions, and that old drawer in the kitchen where you throw random change. Because today, we're talking about a little copper coin that could change your life. And that's right, I'm talking about the 2020 D Lincoln penny. You heard me. A coin that most of us wouldn't even bother picking up off the sidewalk is now worth a whopping $1.1 million. Yeah, that's not a typo. A penny. 1 cent worth more than most houses. Now, before you sprint out the door with a flashlight to go treasure hunting in the parking lot, let me walk you through what makes this specific penny so special, how to tell if you have one, and a funny little story of how I almost tossed a valuable coin without even knowing it. And of course, I'll share a few coin collecting tips to help you cash in on some hidden gems you might already owe. So let's dig into this little miracle of modern money. The 2020 D Lincoln penny. The D stands for Denver, which is one of the U.S. mint locations where coins are produced. Now, the 2020 D penny in general isn't rare. In fact, over 3 billion of them were made. Yeah, billion with a B. So you might be thinking, if there's so many, why is one of them worth 1.1 million bucks? The $1 million version of the 2020 D penny is what collectors call a mint error. Basically, something went a little sideways during production. We're talking misaligned dies, double strikes, off-center designs, or even the wrong metal composition. These mistakes are usually caught by the mint before coins hit circulation, but once in a while, a few slip through the cracks. And when they do, collectors go absolutely bonkers over them. The big-ticket 2020 D penny that sold for $1.1 million had multiple errors. First off, it was struck on a planchet meant for a dime, not a penny. That means the coin is a bit smaller than usual, and it's got a silvery look instead of the classic copper. Secondly, it featured a dramatic double die. Lincoln's face and the lettering look like they've had a little too much coffee. Everything's doubled, bold, and slightly off-kilter. Now don't go grabbing every silvery penny thinking you've struck gold, or silver in this case. These errors are rare, but they're not impossible to find. People have found coins like this in pocket change, at flea markets, and even in old jars in grandma's basement. A couple years ago, I was cleaning out my glove box. Yep, I'm one of those people who keeps random coins, receipts, and napkins in there. And I came across a shiny 2020 D penny. Looked a little weird to me, but I figured, hey, it's just a penny. I tossed it in a parking meter the next day. Fast forward a week, I'm scrolling through a coin forum and bam, there it is. A 2020 D penny just like the one I had, with a dime planchet error and double die, sold at auction for over $1 million. I stared at my phone in disbelief, did the slow blink of regret, and then let out a scream that scared my cat off the couch. Now I triple check every coin before I spend it. And my glove box? Let's just say it's now a coin vault. A silvery 2020 D penny could mean it was struck on the wrong metal planchet. If Lincoln's face, the words "In God We Trust" or "Liberty" look like they're ghosting, you might have a double die. A normal penny weighs about 2.5 grams. A coin struck on a dime blank would weigh less. Get one of those jeweler's loupes. They're cheap and make you look official while you're squinting at change. If you think you've found something special, take it to a reputable coin dealer or send it to a grading service like PCGS or NGC. They'll authenticate it and let you know what it's worth. Now, even if your 2020 D penny isn't the $1 million version, some minor errors still go for hundreds or even thousands of dollars. So don't be discouraged. Every penny you check brings you closer to a potential payday. That tiny copper coin in your pocket? It could be your golden ticket. Or at the very least, a fun way to learn some history, sharpen your eye for detail, and maybe make a little extra cash on the side. And hey, if I can toss a fortune into a parking meter, then you can absolutely find one in your spare change. Trust me, check every coin. Twice. Maybe even sleep with one eye open if your cat starts showing too much interest in your coin jar. Before you run off to check your piggy bank, do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on more stories about coins worth serious money, tips on what to look for, and strategies that can turn your coin hobby into a side hustle, or maybe even a retirement plan. Drop a comment if you've ever found a weird coin, or if you're still mad about that time you spent something valuable without knowing it. I know I am. And remember, every coin has a story. Some are just worth more than others. All right, fellas, let me ask you a question. Have you ever been digging through the couch cushions, hoping to find enough change for a late-night taco run, and stumbled across a penny that made you stop and go, "Wait a minute, is this thing special?" Well, buckle up, because today we're talking about a tiny copper coin that could turn your glove box into a gold mine. That's right. I'm talking about the 2016 Lincoln penny with no mint mark. And guess what? One of these little guys is worth a jaw-dropping $1.2 million. Before you go flipping over your coffee table looking for loose change, let me walk you through exactly why this coin is so valuable, what to look for, and how you might have one of these bad boys hiding in plain sight. But first, let me tell you a quick story, and this one hurts. About a year ago, I was cleaning out my garage. I had this old coffee can, you know, the kind with the plastic lid that pops off when you breathe on it, filled with random coins. Pennies, dimes, tokens from a pizza arcade back in '97. The whole shebang. I thought, I should take these to the coin machine and cash out. I dumped them all in a tray, gave him a quick glance, and tossed him into the Coinstar machine. Fast forward to 6 months later, I'm browsing online and I see a post about the 2016 no mint mark penny. I felt the color drain from my face. I remembered seeing a 2016 penny in that tray, but I never checked for the mint mark. Could have been nothing. Or I might have cashed out $1 million penny for a can of soda and a pack of gum.so today. I'm here to make sure you don't make the same mistake I did. Most pennies minted in 2016 were made at the Denver or Philadelphia Mint. Coins from Denver have a little D under the date. Philly coins usually have AP, but not always, and that's where it gets interesting. Some 2016 pennies were struck with no mint mark at all, and that's not an accident. There's a rare variety that's missing the mint mark because of a striking error or a die issue. And these rare ones have sold for massive sums at auction. We're talking $1.2 million for the best condition. What makes these so valuable is a combo of rarity, condition, and demand. Only a handful of these have surfaced, and collectors go wild for mint errors, especially on newer coins. First, pull out your 2016 pennies. Seriously, check the bottom right under the date. No D. No P? Keep reading. Next, check the condition. If it looks like it's been chewed by your dog, it's probably not going to fetch much. But if it's shiny, has minimal wear, and those features on Lincoln's face are crisp enough to count as nose hairs, then you might be onto something. Now, here's the kicker. You want to look for what's called full steps on the Lincoln Memorial. That means the detail on the building is completely struck. Sharp lines, no mushy detail. These are what coin graders look for when giving high grades. Point one of these rare 2016 no mint mark pennies graded MS69. That's near perfect, and it went for over $1 million at auction. That's right, someone turned a penny into a mansion. Imagine the flex that is. Yeah, I bought my house with a single coin. If your coin seems promising, take it to a professional coin dealer or send it to a grading service like PCGS or NGC. They'll examine it, grade it, and slap it in a plastic case that looks like it's built to survive a zombie apocalypse. Well, some experts believe fewer than 50 of these exist in high grade. Maybe even less. That's lottery-level odds, sure, but the difference is, you don't have to buy a ticket. You just need to dig through your change jar. You're serious about finding valuable coins, you've got to develop some habits. Start by checking your change every day. Make it part of your routine, like brushing your teeth or yelling at the squirrels in your yard. Hit up your local bank. Ask for penny rolls. Bring them home, pop on a show, and start coin roll hunting. It's surprisingly relaxing, kinda like fishing, but instead of bass, you're looking for buried treasure in copper form. Get yourself a magnifying glass, maybe a cheap USB microscope, and start learning the signs of mint errors. The more you know, the more dangerous your pocket change becomes. And join coin forums online. There are entire communities dedicated to spotting rare coins. You'll learn fast, and you'll find people who share your excitement when you discover something rare, unlike your family, who just wants you to stop talking about pennies at Thanksgiving. And hey, you might even have some fun along the way. You'd be surprised how addictive this hobby gets. I started out just trying to find a rare penny, and now I've got folders, jars, and a growing collection of almost coins. You know, the ones that aren't worth $1 million, but still make you feel like Indiana Jones for spotting them. A tiny coin from 2016. No mint mark. Looks like a regular penny, but it could be worth $1.2 million. That's enough to buy a brand new truck, pay off the mortgage, or finally build that backyard barbecue paradise you've been dreaming about. Don't make the mistake I did. Check your change. Go through your coin jar. Be the hero of your own coin collecting story. And if you enjoyed this video and want more tips on coins worth serious money, hit that subscribe button. I'm always dropping info on coins that could change your life, and maybe even your bank account. Turn on notifications so you don't miss the next video. Who knows, the next $1 million coin could be right under your nose. All right, folks, lean in real close because what I'm about to tell you might just have you digging through your couch cushions like a raccoon on a mission. There's a little brown coin. Yep, that humble OL Abraham Lincoln penny from 1994 with no mint mark that's turning regular folks into millionaires. One of these bad boys is worth a jaw-dropping $1.3 million. That's not a typo. That's a million. With an M. Now before you go flipping over your couch or calling grandma to ask if she's got a jar of old pennies, stick with me, because today we're diving deep into this incredible coin, what makes it so special, how you can spot one, and why this 1-cent piece could be your ticket to early retirement or at least one heck of a vacation. And hey, I'll even share a little story about how I almost gave away a coin worth more than my truck. Yeah, that happened. All right, let's talk about what makes the 1994 no mint mark Lincoln penny stand out from the crowd. Now first, most pennies you find in your change will have a little letter under the year. P for Philadelphia, D for Denver, S for San Francisco. If it doesn't have a mint mark, it's usually from Philadelphia. But here's the twist. Most of the 1994 pennies came with a mint mark. The ones without it? Extremely rare. And I'm not talking you might find one in every roll, rare. I'm talking you've got a better chance of being hit by lightning while holding a 4-leaf clover and eating a taco, rare. These no mint mark pennies are believed to be the result of a die error. Basically, the mint press got lazy or forgot to stamp the letter. And when that happens, boom, you get a coin that shouldn't exist. And collectors go wild for that stuff. It's like finding a misprinted baseball card or a rare comic book with upside-down lettering. The error is what makes it gold. Well, copper, in this case. But you get the idea. Now let's talk dollars. Why on earth is someone out there willing to fork over $1.3 million for a penny? It comes down to a few things: rarity, condition, and collector demand. See, coin collectors, or numismatists, if you want to get fancy, love the thrill of the hunt. And when a coin like the 1994 no mint mark Lincoln penny shows up in pristine condition, we're talking uncirculated, shiny like a new penny from heaven, it becomes the holy grail. Add in the fact that there are so few of them in the world. And boom, you've got yourself a $1.3 million coin. And yes, it is sold for that price at high-end auctions. This isn't just internet rumor. This is real, documented cash changing hands for a coin you might just find under your car seat. Now let me tell you a story that still keeps me up at night. About 5 years ago, I was helping my uncle clean out his garage. He had this old coffee can full of change, the kind you see in movies where the character's about to pay for a burger and nickels. We spent the better part of a Saturday afternoon sorting through them. I wasn't really into coin collecting yet, just helping out. Well, we started rolling them up to take to the bank. I picked up a 1994 penny with no mint mark, and I remember thinking, weird. This one looks kinda plain. But instead of doing any research, I just rolled it up with the rest of the pennies and dropped it off at the bank. 2 weeks later, I watched a video just like this one, talking about the no mint mark 1994 penny being worth over $1 million. I nearly dropped my sandwich. I called the bank, practically begging them to let me search through their coin bags. They laughed. I cried. The coin was gone, off to be recirculated into the wild. Somewhere out there, someone got a free soda from a vending machine using $1 million penny. And that, my friends, is why I now check every coin I come across. First, grab a magnifying glass or use your phone's zoom. Look for a 1994 Lincoln penny and check under the date. If there's no mint mark, and I mean no letter at all, then you might be onto something. Next, check the condition. If it's scratched up, worn down, or looks like it survived the apocalypse, it probably won't bring in top dollar. But if it's shiny, crisp, and still has that copper glow, you've got a better chance of it being valuable. Don't run to your local pawn shop. Instead, take it to a certified coin dealer or get it graded by a reputable service like PCGS or NGC. They'll tell you exactly what you have and how much it could be worth. And don't tell your cousin Larry about it unless you want to hear about how you owe him half for emotional support. So there you have it. A penny from 1994, with no mint mark, possibly worth $1.3 million. 1 cent that could change your life. Makes you want to dump out every piggy bank in the house, doesn't it? But they're not zero. And that's the fun of coin collecting. Every time you get change from the grocery store, it's like playing the lottery, but without having to buy a ticket. Now, before you run off and start digging through your spare change jar, do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. I've got tons more videos coming your way about rare coins, valuable finds, and simple strategies to help you turn your pocket change into profit. Stick with me, and you might just be the next person to find a $1 million coin hiding in plain sight. All right, let me hit you with a question that'll make you check your pockets real quick. What if I told you that there's a regular old penny out there from 1967, no mint mark, nothing fancy at first glance, and it's worth $1.4 million today? Yeah, you heard that right. $1.4 million. For a single copper-colored coin you probably flipped into a fountain back in '88 or used to buy a piece of bazooka gum. Now before you start tearing your couch cushions apart or emptying that dusty coin jar that's been sitting in your garage since Reagan was president, let me walk you through why this tiny treasure is making collectors lose their minds and their wallets. And hey, if you like money, coins, and accidentally becoming a millionaire, you're in the right place. Stick around, subscribe, and I'll help you turn your spare change into serious cash. Let's dig in. Let's take a quick trip back to 1967. Lyndon B. Johnson was in the White House. The Beatles were still rocking out. Gas was like 30 cents a gallon. And the penny? Well, it was just doing its job. Quietly, humbly, being copper, round, and totally ignored by everyone. Until now, the 1967 Lincoln penny doesn't have a mint mark. That's not an error. It was on purpose. See, the U.S. Mint was in a weird place back then. There had been a coin shortage in the early 60s, and the Mint thought, hey, let's simplify things and just skip the mint marks for a while. So in 65, 66, and 67, no pennies had mint marks. Philly, Denver, San Fran, all looked the same. So if there's no mint mark, what makes this one penny from 1967 worth more than a Ferrari? Here's where it gets juicy. That $1.4 million price tag is tied to a rare error. We're talking about a double die obverse. That's a fancy way of saying the front of the coin was struck twice, but slightly off. It causes Lincoln's features and the text to look kind of fuzzy or doubled up. Now, most 1967 pennies don't have this error, but a few slip through the cracks. And those few are worth a fortune. How rare are we talking? There are probably only a handful that exist in pristine condition. That's why collectors lose their marbles when they find one. Also, you've got to check the coin's condition. That $1 million baby is not your average scratched-up pocket penny. We're talking MS-67 or better. That means it looks like it just rolled off the press. No fingerprints, no scratches, no signs of life outside the mint. Okay, real talk. A few years ago, I was at my grandma's house helping her clean out some old drawers. She had this old peanut butter jar, yeah, a Jif jar, lid barely holding on, just packed with coins. Mostly pennies, some nickels, and a few dimes that looked like they went through a war. I'm like, probably junk, but I'm a coin guy, right? So I start sifting through, and boom, I see a 1967 penny with no mint mark. My heart skips. My palms sweat. I go full Indiana Jones, gently brushing off the dust like it's a sacred artifact. I rush home, squint under my little magnifying lamp for 2 hours, comparing it to pictures online. Sadly, no doubling, no jackpot. But man, for that short moment, I had a taste of the dream. And let me tell you, that little rush is addicting. So, you're probably wondering how to check your own 1967 pennies. First, you'll need a magnifying glass or coin loop. You're looking for doubling on Lincoln's face, especially the eyes, mouth, and the word liberty. The 1 and 9 might look like they have shadows or a second outline. If it looks weird, that's good. Weird is what you want. Next, check the condition. If it looks like it took a ride in a cement mixer, it probably won't fetch big money. But if it's clean, sharp, and shiny, you've got something. Now, don't just go listing it on eBay for $1 million. You gotta get it graded. Companies like PCGS or NGC will give your coin a grade and confirm if it's the real deal. So why is it worth $1.4 million? It's a mix of rarity, condition, and market hype. Coin collectors are kind of like sports card collectors. When there's a buzz around a rare coin, people go nuts bidding for it.in recent auctions. One of these 1967 era pennies in near perfect condition shocked everyone by hitting that 1.4 million mark. The buyer? No one knows for sure, but rumor is he's building a private collection of 1 in a million coins.so. If you've got one of these in mini fresh condition with that beautiful doubling, you could be sitting on a payday that could buy you a house, a car, and a lifetime supply of peanut butter jars to store your other coins. If you're new to coin collecting, here's the good news: you don't need to be a millionaire to get started. Just start looking. Hit up garage sales, flea markets, your own kitchen drawer. You'd be surprised what's hiding in plain sight. Keep an eye out for wheat pennies, silver dimes, old nickels, and of course, those oddball errors. It's like treasure hunting, but you don't need a map, just a sharp eye and a little patience. Also, connect with other collectors. Coin shows, Facebook groups, online forums. There's a whole nerdy, awesome world out there full of folks who get just as excited about a rare penny as they would about winning the lottery. So there you have it. One tiny copper coin from 1967, no mint mark, and worth a jaw-dropping $1.4 million. Proof that sometimes, the most ordinary things in life can turn out to be extraordinary. Now here's what I want you to do. Before you toss that handful of pennies into the Coinstar machine or let them gather dust in a drawer, take a second look. You might just be holding a fortune in your hand. If you found this video helpful, funny, or at least better than reruns of reality TV, hit that subscribe button. I've got loads more coin tips, money-making strategies, and stories about real people who hit it big with small change. So subscribe, like, and share this with someone who always says, it's just a penny. Let's show him it might just be their retirement fund. Hey there, coin lovers and treasure hunters, welcome back to the channel where we dig into the pockets of America and pull out gold, or in this case a tiny copper coin that could make you a millionaire. Now, let me ask you something: when was the last time you picked up a penny off the ground? Yeah, I know most folks walk right past it thinking it's not even worth the energy to bend over, but what if I told you that a single 1993 penny with no mint mark could be worth a jaw-dropping $15 million? Yep, you heard that right. That 1-cent coin that most people ignore might just be your ticket to an early retirement. I am not messing with you. This is real, and it's happened before, so grab your cup of coffee or whatever you sip when you're scrolling. You're going to want to stick around for this one. Before we dive deep into why this penny is worth a fortune, let me tell you about the time I almost threw away a small fortune. A few years back, I was cleaning out my junk drawer, you know, the one full of batteries that may or may not work, 3 dried up pins, and a bunch of loose change. I was tossing coins into a jar when something about one little penny caught my eye. It looked just a little different, so I held onto it. Lucky thing I did too, because turns out it was a rare coin, worth hundreds at the time. That moment changed how I looked at coins forever, and that's why I'm here now sharing these tips with you. All right, let's break down this 1993 no mint mark Lincoln penny and why collectors are throwing serious cash at it. So here's the scoop: the 1993 Lincoln penny is pretty common in general. Millions were minted that year, but the one that has everyone buzzing is the no mint mark version found in circulation now. Normally, Philadelphia minted pennies don't have a mint mark, so what's the big deal, right? Well, here's the twist: this particular 1993 penny is not just your everyday Philly penny. It has some unique errors and extremely rare features that make it special. Think of it like the coin version of a unicorn, but with less sparkle and more copper. It's a transitional error. That means it was struck with the wrong metal planchet or possibly with older dies, causing details to appear sharper or misaligned than usual. The rare ones might even be slightly off-center or double-struck. The condition matters big time. We're talking about coins graded MS68 or higher mint state with 0 blemishes. This is like finding a needle in a haystack if that haystack was filled with 20 billion other pennies. Provenance: if your 1993 no mint mark penny has a known history or comes from a reputable collection, it skyrockets in value. Collectors love a good backstory. It's like a Netflix documentary, but shiny. Or simple: supply and demand. Well, maybe not simple, but that's the idea. There are so few known examples of this rare penny in top condition that collectors are willing to pay top dollar. And when you get a bidding war going, things escalate quickly. One coin that looked like every other Lincoln cent ended up at auction and sold for $15 million. And no, it wasn't gold-plated or diamond-encrusted. It just had the right combo of rarity, condition, and a dash of collector insanity. Start with the date. It has to be 1993. Check for the absence of a mint mark. If you see a D or S on there, sorry, but that's not the one. Next, examine the coin under a magnifier. Look at the details of Lincoln's face, his bow tie, the edges of the coin. Check for signs of doubling, especially around the words "In God We Trust." or Liberty doubling is like a ghost image caused by the die hitting the coin twice. Very spooky, very profitable. Check the rim. Too sharp. Clean rims are a good sign. Poorly struck or uneven rims can indicate a rare error. And please don't clean the coin. I know your grandma told you to polish the silverware, but cleaning a rare coin is like putting ketchup on a steak. Just don't do. Eat. A buddy of mine, Greg, huge yard sale guy, finds old stuff like clocks and rusty tools. He once paid $1 for a coffee can full of pennies, and guess what was in there? A 1993 no mint mark penny in near perfect shape. He almost gave it to his kid to throw in a wishing fountain, but instead he took it to a coin show, and it turned out to be worth over 6 figures. No joke. He turned a buck into a brand new truck and a fancy vacation to Florida. Moral of the story: check every penny you touch, especially the older ones, and especially the 1993 ones if you're serious about this hobby or just enjoy the thrill of the hunt. Here are a few tips to boost your chances. 1. Hit up your local banks, ask for rolls of pennies, and search through them. You'd be surprised how often rare coins slip through the cracks. 2. Get yourself a good coin magnifier and a coin grading book. That way you'll know what you're looking for. 3. Join coin groups online or in person. You'd be amazed how much you can learn from other collectors, and sometimes people will trade or sell coins for cheap without realizing their value. 4. Be patient. This isn't a get rich quick scheme. It's more like a get rich if you love coins and have sharp eyes and a little luck scheme. That 1993 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny could be your lucky day, hiding right there in your change jar, under your car seat, or even in your junk drawer. Don't let it slip through your fingers. Remember, it's not just about the money, it's about the hunt, the stories, the excitement of discovering something valuable where you least expect it, like finding treasure in your own pocket. And hey, if you found this video helpful, funny, or at least mildly entertaining, do me a solid, hit that subscribe button, tap the bell so you never miss out on more coin collecting tips and stories that could change your life or at least your wallet. Drop a comment below if you've ever found a rare coin, or if you're going to start checking your pennies right after this video. I'd love to hear your stories. Thanks for hanging out today. Keep your eyes on your change and your hopes high. You never know when a penny might make you a millionaire.